So I have with me Janka Oertel. She is the Director of Asia Program, Senior Policy Fellow, European Council on Foreign Relations. She extensively works on security and trade relations with respect to China. So I'm going to ask you this question straightforward. We are seeing a lot of advancements in AI, but when you talk about collaboration between countries, the one of the most important factor we need to factor in is the safety and security. There is a lot of probability of data breach, and a lot of countries are also kind of making institutions, safety institutions for AI.
So for us in Europe at the moment, that's one of the foremost topics. That's one of the topics when we think about sort of what kind of hardware do we install, how does our infrastructure look like, but it goes even as far as the connected vehicle debate. When we talk about Chinese electric vehicles on European roads, then the question is obviously going to be, what does that mean for our cybersecurity? What does it mean for espionage? What does it mean for getting a full intelligence picture of where you are? But what does it also mean for disruptions potentially? Whoever is worried about 5G from China has to be worried about cars coming from China as well. And so in all collaboration that takes place, this is going to be a foundational element. And if we collaborate with India, the question of cybersecurity standards here is going to matter for how much technology can be transferred and how much collaboration between technology players is going to be possible.
A lot of countries, for example, if I specifically focus myself on India, we're talking here about opportunity in crisis. Given the tariffs that Trump has just announced, though it's a 90-day pause, but still we're talking about how we can seek opportunity in times of crisis. How do you look at it? How do you look at the tariffs imposed by Trump?
Yeah, we look at crisis within the crisis. There's currently not much of an opportunity for the Europeans here. We are already struck by 25% tariffs on steel and aluminium. It's going to be tariffs on our cars. The 10% baseline tariff that is going to be there even throughout the 90-day pause is already massively disruptive for our economic relationship. So there's no good news in the fact that we went from 20 to 10 for a 90-day period. It just creates further instability. It creates insecurity in the market. It makes it very difficult in the long run for planning purposes. And we have such an intense trade relationship with the United States that this is maximally disruptive. For us to see opportunity here is really, really difficult because we're smashed between a trade war and a hot war on the other side. And so we're just basically struggling to survive.
So you think that the transatlantic treaty here, it's an end for it, because Europe is finding itself at a crossroads. I mean, it has a China and then US.
So for us, it's a fundamental and transformational change of the transatlantic relationship. When you have countries thinking about, stopping to order F-35 fighter jets because they're worried that the United States might shut down the software that is used in them for them to not use it and not be operational, then you're at a fundamental crossroads when that was formerly the country that would sort of provide the nuclear deterrent for you. Security relationship will be fundamentally altered, the technology relationship will be fundamentally altered, and the sort of broader political relationship will be fundamentally altered. The result could be, and that may be one of the opportunities, a stronger, more sovereign, more autonomous Europe with a clearer position about what it wants itself, with a more independent position. But that is a long way to go, and there's a lot of risk in the meantime for us because we're under a real threat.
Just last question from my side. Do you think that, as Samir Saran, the president of ORF think tank, also pointed out, that Europe and India needs to have a standalone kind of an arrangement, irrespective of the fact how it's holding its relations with US and China?
I think this is precisely what we're working towards, also with the FTA negotiations, where this is going to be the big question. Can there be an independent relationship where both Europe and India seek the opportunities that lie within that relationship?